Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another 64 tile challenge build video, and I'm much happier with how this one turned out. As you saw there from the sneak peek, it even has two living rooms thanks to the Murphy bed. So we're going to go jump into it now and start streaming. So I learned my lesson from my last one, which was when I took form over function. Form over function got me absolutely nowhere. You saw how disastrous that last house turned out to be. For 64 tiles, it barely had anything in it. I mean, the kids' bedrooms were like just the bed and a door, and that was it. So I really level up this time, and I'm super excited to say that I got 4 bedrooms. That's the master bed and 3 kids' bedrooms. And I got 2 full bathrooms. Yes, I'm super happy that this time I got 2 full bathrooms, as you can see there. They're both shower rooms. If you want a bath for whatever reason, I suppose you could just have one big bathroom. You can modify it yourself. But in a house with 5 Sims, trust me, you need 2 bathrooms. Even when I was playtesting my last one, when all the kids woke up before they wanted to go to school, they all wanted to use the bathroom, and there was like a traffic jam. The 2 bathrooms are going to help you out a lot. So I started putting sample furniture into the kids' bedrooms just so I could understand what I could fit in a given space. I wanted to see how ambitious and how many objects I could stuff a room with. So I was like, for a kid's room, it's got to have toys, a wardrobe, a toy box, and in this case, like a pet dragon. I wanted it to seem really functional and that it seems like a real room. So I kind of found it in that shape there, which kind of comes to about 8 tiles or so. I think at the end we come down to 7.5 tiles. So we do lose a half a tile, but I think it was worth it. That's 8 tiles, but just really 7 full tiles and 2 half tiles. Kind of just go down to 7 full tiles and then 1 half tile. But it was worth it at the end. I think ultimately though, what we do end up with are 2 teenager bedrooms and 1 kid's room. However, they're so versatile, you can jump in there and change them to suit whatever you want. I decided to go for 2 teenagers because that's something that never tends to happen, and I think with these tiny builds, it's always good to be optimistic and think about, when you're just, toddlers or kids, but no one ever really thinks about, when those kids grow up to be teenagers and, when they want their own personal space. So I really wanted to make a build where it's like, where everybody could have their own room. So I'm really happy with how this turned out compared to my last one. Even the parents' bedroom, the master bedroom, has like an ensuite. It connects to one of the 2 bathrooms. It's not just an ensuite, and anyone can use it. It has like those like nice little perks like that. I'm obviously just using sample furniture. Once I kind of have the layout nailed, I go back in and change it, because I obviously can see there like all the furniture was from Tiny Living. And as usual, because this is a tiny residential build, you probably have the Tiny Living stuff pack. I go ahead and I try to use as many objects from Tiny Living as possible just to spice up the gameplay. This build, in addition, only needs 2 other expansion packs, Discover University and Get Famous. That's because University has like the minimal furniture styles, which go really well with Tiny Living, like a single bed and an open shower and a mini fridge. Like those are MVPs for a tiny build. And then obviously Get Famous because it has the same mid-century furniture style. So for more of the architectural elements, like the windows and the walls and the floors, we do use stuff from Get Famous. And that's because Tiny Living did not come with any windows or, wallpaper or, floor textures. As you can see, I'm grouping all the doors together in as few tiles as possible. So I got those 4 doors there grouped in those 2 grid tiles, which is great because obviously with a door, you can't put anything in the vicinity of it. You can't hang a painting, you can't hang a bookcase. They're useless when you have a door in the way. So group those doors together as much as you possibly can. And there I am playtesting it because it was quite a tight space. I wasn't sure if all the chairs would be accessible. It is. And at this point, I was already experimenting with maybe like putting a living room between the table and chairs, and it was possible. He was willing to sit there, but it was a really tight space, and I was like, there's going to be 5 Sims living here. It needs to be more comfortable than that. So that did not work out ultimately at the end. But as you can see, this was me really trying to mathematically figure out how to make an optimal living space. Because in 64 tiles, I do believe that is the case. I think there is just going to be a certain combination of a way to give you as many things as possible and make the space as open as possible. I'd also like to point out that this took me 4.5 hours to make, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe I spent so long on it. I didn't sleep all night. I mean, I stayed up all night doing it. I was determined to, just power through and finish it. I did it all on stream, which was a hoot. Some people joined in throughout the night and it was a lot of fun. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.com/I'm Leloy. Link is in my YouTube profile, probably in the description below. It turned out well. I just can't believe it took 4 hours, and as I said, I think I mathematically found the most optimal house layout for a 64 tile build if you want 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, because obviously your layout will change if you change those properties. So if you, for example, just wanted a 3-bedroom house, then you might have some leeway. I don't think you could do a 5-bedroom. I just don't think so. I think the way I have it set up, a master bedroom and 3 single beds is the way to go. That said, I'm already thinking about the 100 tile challenge, or that's what they call a small home, and I think I'm going to go for it all. I think I'm going to go for the 8 sim home. So I think that's going to be maybe 6 bedrooms. I mean, I don't think I can do 8 bedrooms. God loves a trier. I could always try. But maybe like a good target would be 6 bedrooms. So we go up by 2 bedrooms and add another bathroom. And then in addition, the main common area, like the kitchen, the dining room and the living room, that'll have to be bigger because you'll have, potentially 8 sims. I don't know if it'd be more of a family or maybe it's going to be more like roomies, like a type of maybe they're all graduated from college and they're all mates and they're all living together to, avail of cheaper rent. So we'll come up with some sort of story to go with it. And yeah, this is where I kind of nailed the layout. I was like, oh, this is how we're going to do it. But it's just about making it as optimal as possible. I had a big dilemma with those half walls. And that was mostly because when you dragged it out by 2 tiles, to cover up that kitchen space, it extended past the refrigerator and it made the space look even smaller. So I kind of ultimately decided that I'd kind of use the sofa as an anchor to kind of separate the 2 spaces. So the kitchen and the stove, it goes back to back with the couch. But I put a half wall though behind the stove because I wasn't sure if that'd be a fire risk or not. So the half wall should, prevent any fires from occurring. But maybe just in case put a smoke alarm in. I did forget to put a smoke alarm in. I do change the layout a tiny bit because I thought it'd be weird that the front door would open up straight away, not into the common room, but like the first door in the house would be the kids' room. And I feel like it'd make more sense that the first door when you'd walk in would be the parents' room because parents are obviously protective over their kids. So like you wouldn't open straight up into your kids' room. Although that's sad, where I live, it opens up. Like the first bedroom would be my sister's room. It wouldn't be my parents' room. But I felt for a really small build like this, that made the most sense. And also it would also open up into the second common room because you do have that Murphy bed in the master bedroom. So it is like a second living room. So I really love that idea and I'll talk about that more now. What I really like about it is because you have like 2 living rooms, the kids can be out in the main area and they can be watching like a kids movie, but then like the parents or the couple, they can be in their own bedroom, which obviously is also like a second living room because it's a Murphy bed, and they can kind of be doing whatever they want. They can watch a movie of their own and have their own private time. And that's what I really like about this tiny build, is that there's so many spaces for your sims just to hang out either together or by themselves. So there's a really nice variety in that. And again, if you want to actually play this house properly, you're going to be super excited that there are 2 bathrooms. Everybody knows it's much easier to run a household with 5 sims in it if you have at least 2 bathrooms. I think you probably almost want 3 bathrooms, but I think 2 bathrooms is pretty good. I'm just trying to figure out the style of the house now. I know I was going mid-century, and it is mid-century and it is modern, but it's modern in an interesting way, to say the least. Because the space is small and you don't have a lot of room for plants or sculptures or decorative items like that, I really felt architecturally the room had to be detailed. So that was going for like an interesting wallpaper on the walls and an interesting floor tiles. So I really love the green walls I went for and that blue wood floor. I think it's a really unique combination, and then with those blue doors, I think it works really, really well. That's just decorating. That's the teenage daughter's bedroom, or whoever bedroom you want it to be. And there's 2 desks and 2 computers in this build. She has a laptop in the male teenager's room, which you just saw a glimpse of there, he has more of a gaming computer. And I like that each room has their own different, individual personalities. So, I really put a lot of thought into making this really expressive. I love that Discovery University wallpaper in his room. And yeah, I'm really excited about how this turned out. I did have a debate over putting the Murphy bed in this house or not, because I have to tell you the truth, I don't love the Murphy bed. But I felt in this situation it made the most sense because you could have 2 living rooms, even though I suppose the couple could sit on the bed and watch TV. Like you can totally do that. But I just felt, I want to use as many objects from the pack as possible. The Murphy bed is an extremely hot object for obvious reasons. So I was like, let's put a Murphy bed into this. But personally, I'd probably just delete it and put in a regular bed. And if you want to do the same, I do not hold any judgment against you. So, in terms of TVs, this does use the wall TV from Get to Work. But that's the only object. So if you don't have Get to Work, don't worry about it. Just delete the candles off the dresser. And you can now put that TV on top of the dresser. The flat screen one. Everybody always forgets about the flat screen TV. But there's like a flat screen TV for about 1,500 simoleons. It's not like an old bulky TV. Like, it's a flat screen. And you can put that on top of the dresser. And that works really well. So don't worry if you don't have Get to Work. This house will work just fine without it. I also love the Get Famous wallpaper on the outside of the house. I forgot to talk about it when I was doing it, but it's like a movie set plasterboard. Can you see it there? Like, it's like the dark grey. I think that's a perfect aesthetic to go with a modern house. I think no one would really use it. I think you'd almost look at it in the build mode and go, what the hell would that be for? But I think in the dark grey swatch, it goes absolutely perfect with this modern style house. I'm almost coming towards the end of the build. I'm kind of now at the stage, I'm just adding in decorations like paintings and, just some extras and a bit of clutter. And now it's on to the landscaping. So the landscaping was interesting because I wasn't really sure what direction to go because there's no gardening perk. So I didn't want to do like a garden per se. And then I also put it in Windenburg on that remote island. So that kind of dictated that I'd go for just a more minimal aesthetic. So I put like a bicycle in, and yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Did I rush the landscaping towards the end and therefore not make an amazing garden? Maybe. I have to say, this was around the time I checked my clock and realized I was streaming for basically over 4 hours, and I was like, holy crap, I need to go to bed. I basically was up all night doing this, and it was like morning outside on the stream. You can see it. But I'm happy with how it turned out, and here is the final outcome. I think Windenburg is the perfect place for this house, and it looks really modern and contemporary, and there's so much stuff in it. I mean, as you can see, there are basically 2 living rooms, where the kids can be out here watching a movie, and then maybe the parents can be inside, being more romantic, and they can watch a romantic movie. I'm going to leave it here so you can enjoy the rest of this montage. If you liked this video, please subscribe to stay tuned for future builds. Also give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below on how you think you can make this build better, or what should I have added or perhaps even taken away. Leave a comment below, and also if you have any suggestions or requests for me to build, let me know and I'll try to get on that. I love that room. That red guitar painting's great. But I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.